This video focuses on adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing functions. This first slide you don't need to write down. These are just some of the rules. If you add two functions, subtract, multiply, or divide, be careful when you're dividing that you identify the domain restrictions. Let's get to the first example here. We have two functions, one in the red and one in the blue. We call these f of x and g of x. And we want to first add these two functions together. So we're going to add the f of x to the g of x. So here's our blue function. And then we're going to add it to our red function. I'm going to drop the parentheses. And combine like terms. We have like terms with the negative 7x squared and the positive 7x. So those would cancel out. And then we have like terms with just the 12x by itself. And then the plus 2 and the minus 5 are constants. They go together to give you minus 3. So f plus g of x is 12x minus 3. Part B says take f plus g and evaluate it for 2. So we would just substitute 2 in for x. 12 times 2 is 24. 24 minus 3 is 21. Part C is to subtract the two functions. So we're going to take f of x minus g of x. So we're going to take this blue function and subtract it from its red. So here's our blue, and then we're going to subtract from our red. Now be careful when you do your subtracting. We see students make mistakes when they forget to distribute that negative through to the second parentheses. So we want to distribute here and there. So that's going to be minus 7x squared and then positive 5. And then we still have this blue in front. And now we combine like terms. Negative 7x squared and negative 7x squared combine to negative 14x squared. The next term is 12x by itself. And then 2 and 5 combine together to give us 7. This next example, looks like we just did that one, is multiplying. We're going to multiply these two functions together. The blue function is 3x squared plus 1. Multiplying it to the red function. And what we have is a binomial times a binomial, so we're going to FOIL. So first, outside, inside, last. So 3x squared times 5x is 15x cubed. 3x squared times negative 2 is negative 6x squared. Then 1 times 5x is 5x. And then 2 times negative 2, or 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. And that's our final answer, no like terms to group. Part B says take phi or f times g of 3. So we're going to substitute 3 in wherever there's the x term. Since we already found f times g. So replace the first x, replace the second x, replace the third x, and now we simplify. Make sure you do your orders of operations, so you do your exponents first. So the first one is 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Next one, 3 times 3 is 9. And then next we'll do our multiplication. So we're going to do our 15 times 27 is 405. 6 times 9, 54. 5 times 3, 15, and then minus 2. Then take 405 minus 54 plus 15 minus 2. And we get 364. Part C says divide these two functions. So we're going to take f of x divided by g of x. So 3x squared plus 1 is in the numerator. And then in the denominator, it is 5x over 2. There is a domain restriction here. When would make this undefined? So we say 5x minus 2 equals 0. Solve it for x. Add 2. Divide by 5. And the domain restriction is x cannot be 2/5.